Welcome to this look at 20 plus new mega mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, Mr. Sealy P. It's Tuesday the 7th of March. We've got some new mods. We've got 20 plus, and I say 20 plus, there are 20 mods, but some of them are packs which have multiple mods in, so 20 plus. This is my second time of recording. I got to the point where I was just about to start recording and had a game crash. Never mind. Anyway, updates. The map Hinterland by OmaTana has had an update. Now that does say it doesn't necessarily require a new save game, but it does say right at the very bottom, with existing save games the forest looks a bit bare. There are only bushes and a few flowers apart from the trees. In the new save game, if you decide to go with the new save game, the forests are full of underplanting with sticks, mushrooms and the like. So you don't have to do an update on that one. I say if you do that update, you don't need to do save game if you don't want to. The pack of balers with windrower by Hispano. The grain containers by Hispano, those have had some unreal capacities added onto them. And multi-fruit, so they now accept all bulk products from the map you are playing on. The tipping container trailer pack by Hispano. The diesel production pack by MTL Modding Team. The Massey Ferguson 3700 AL series by KRKZ Modding, and the Cow Barn by Bartson V3 have all had updates. As I said, we've got a fair bit. I'm just looking now thinking, does this seem... I wonder if something's been removed. Anyway, I'll crack on. We've got the Roadway slabs in front of us. These are by Razak. 0.15 megabytes download. They are one slot each, and then the price depends because these act like fences for placement. That's doing it on a sort of a tarmac surface. On the grass, if you do it just on the grass is growing through the whole lot, so I then have to do a kind of grass texture to be able to see them. It just didn't look quite right, but you'll find these under build mode and fences, decoration, fences. 100 for the base version, I guess, and it comes out in strips of 2. As you can see in the grass, not so great. Any angle you want, and then once you've got to a point, you can then turn them. You can turn them sharply if you want to. They don't look as great turned sharply, but that's up to you. Or you can do gradual turns as you go, and you can do them shorter as well. You don't have to have it, you know, I could do just each little section a slight turn to get yourself a nice curve if you want to go for a nice curve. So that's the Roadway slabs by Razak. Next we've got the Ranch Garage, or Garage depending on where you're from. This by Elk Mounting Modding. 27.07 megabytes download, 37 slots on console, 10,000 to buy. You find it in build mode and sheds. There's not a workshop trigger in this, it's just a garage, but I say just a garage. It looks absolutely fantastic. We do have a light switch over here on the wall. I found the light switch, look. I'm a proper mod reviewer. I found the light switch. Door to the side, we can go up from here. Build mode, sheds, just there. Slot count will come down to 2 from 32 for that one. Next to that, also by Elk Mountain Modding, we've got the Ranch House. This is 50.19 megabytes download, 79 slots on console, 100 grand to buy. Under build mode and farmhouses is where you'll find it. That one just there, and the slot count will come down from 79 to 4. But the level of detail on it, it's just, and look at the rust detail on the bottom of that boat. That's incredible. So, in through the front door. What we've also got, where's the light switch behind the door, isn't it? Turn on the lights. If we go through to the kitchen, we've got this on the coffee pot. I love this, look. You can pour yourself a coffee. Coffee pot goes back. Brilliant. If we have a bit of a wander around, back door does open. There's one on either side. Got a little barbecue and a little area on the back. It looks brilliant. It's very, very well made. If we come through here, we can turn on the fireplace. Very cosy feel to that. Rear room is where your sleep trigger is, just there. Door does open at the back if you want to as well. Come out of there and we go through to the middle one. That's a utility room. Don't think the grass is supposed to be shown through there. And then this one here is your bathroom, and your wardrobe trigger is just in there. We can go upstairs. There's a sort of makeshift office up the top there with another window that looks out over the back. But yeah, just... wow. It's brilliant, isn't it? That's the Ranch House by Elk Mountain Modding. Next we've got this. This is the hen house. Now previously, in prepping this before I had my game crash, I had put all feed in, all the animals in, all that kind of stuff. I couldn't go through that again. This will hold 40 hens. This is by Zemek 23433, 14.91 megabytes download, 16 slots on console. 8,000 to buy. We do have a light switch just there. We do have a door that opens. Our dialogue box is there for our 40. I don't want 20 roosters, that would be insane. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but it would be a bit bonkers. Let's buy that. Let's get a few of those just to show you them running about doing their thing. Food trigger is just here as well, and your pallets of eggs will spawn out on the side. This you'll find under build mode and animals. Under chickens, 8 grand slot count will come down to 1. Very nice indeed. Next to that, sorry, that was by Prezemek 23433. Next we've got Uncle's Cow Barn. This by 750 Ti Modding in MichalLS. It is 13.65 megabytes download, 32 slots on console, 70,000 to buy. This will hold 70 cows. Slurry point is at the front here. To have doors and things that open in various different places, as you can see. The main section here is where your feed trigger is and your bedding. So feed and bedding will be done through here. Or was it just bedding here? Oh no, it's the other one I think of, yeah. Feed and bedding is done here. We open this door. Dialogue box is just here. For our cows, we do have lights here. Does all the shed lights. Just close that one. Do have lights in here as well. This is your milk parlour. This goes back out into the main barn area. And if we open the back door here, it's where your milk point is. If you want manure, you have to place a manure heap. Because it will take straw. Under build mode and cows is where you'll find it. It's quite a large building, but very nice indeed. Animals, cows, out in the end there, 70 grand slot count will come down to 2. That's Uncle's Cow Barn by 750 Ti Modding and MichalLS. Next to that, we've got this. We have loads of animal pens today. This is the Outdoor Climate Pigsty by TrianglesTrouble, 36.99 megabytes download, 61 slots on console, 155 grand to buy. It will hold 290 pigs. We do have a gate that opens. What's nice is as well with this, got all this sort of, I like the fact it's kind of like a play area. The pigs can come out. It's a modified barn and building space that's been made into this for the pigs. Little places for them to have a bit of a play around, which is nice. Dialogue box is just here for our pigs, and they will come out and they'll go around into both sections as well, which is very nice. Slurry point is just here at the front. Feed, no, not feed. Bedding. Oh, the doors go separate on this one, aren't they? Bedding is done through here. If we come right the way through to the other side, so the doors open independently of each other. We have a door that goes through here. We also have the outside door here. This is where the feed is. So feed's done here. Bedding's done down through here. If we come through into here, into the control room, this is where the light switch is. So the shed lights for the entire shed are in here in the control room. As you can see, quite bright when they're all on. Very nice indeed. Nicely made, nicely textured, bit of brickwork, bit of wood, bit of everything. I like that. Very cool. Build mode, animals, and the pigs. Slot count will come down to 3. As already said, 290 pigs can be held held. It's like they're hostages. Can be kept in there. In the outdoor climate, Pigsty by TrianglesTrouble. Next, we move on to a selection. Now, this is a selection of a much larger pack. This is the Open Pastures for Milk and Wool by OmaTana. It is 8.32 megabytes download. The slots on these are 2s, 4s and 5s. Nothing horrendous. There are small, medium and large. I've got some mediums and a large one. The mediums will hold, what was it? I'll double check, 80, and the large will hold 200. Now, I was really hoping it would be a pen that would do milk and wool together, but they are separate ones. So you can have some that do milk, some that do wool, and there are duplicates of the same ones. Some have got fences, some are open. As you can see, this one I've got running wool, not wool, milk, because I was looking over there. That one's running wool. I think the large open one over there is running milk as well, I think, if I recall correctly. They do require water as well as feed, as you can see. Feed trough is there, water point is there, dialogue box is just there. If we go into our build mode and go to animals, because there are a lot of these, so we start off here with the small ones, and the prices aren't too bad either. So if I just put a small one out, as you can see there, so that will hold 40. So that's the first pen. Then you've got that one which is open. So if I place that, similar sort of size, but that's an open pen. Those two will do wool. Then the same of those will do milk. So what you could do, if you wanted to, I'm not sure I can get this to fit now, but it might overlap. Yeah, I suppose what I could do, it'll let me. If I do that, so you could blend your two like that, open. One side is for your milk and one side's for your wool, and have all your sheep in one sort of area if you go for the open one. So you could have both run at the same time, just fill up the different troughs separately if you wanted to. So no, going back to that, and under sheep, so that's the smalls. Then we move up to the mediums, and we've got one of these. So that one there for 9 grand will hold 80, and that's got the little cart in the corner. That one there also will do 80 under wool, and then the open one, I've got a large one, is similar to that one there. So you've got the wool versions, and then you've got the milk versions, which are duplicates, but they just do milk. And the ones without fences are cheaper as well. And then if you move up to the really big ones, which hold 200, it's only 12 grand. 12 grand for the ones with fences, and then 6 grand, which is the one I've got there, although that one's the milk one. 6 grand for 200 sheep, which is amazing. So I've got that one on there, 200 milk. Those are both 80s. So yeah, quite a big selection in there to choose from, and like I say, you can have a bit of a fiddle around with it. I mean, you could put them facing in, facing out. You could put, yeah, so it's entirely up to you what you want to do with them. As you can see though, that's your milk churns will spawn, your wool pallets, and that one's gone for milk as well. But that's got far more cows. One of those days, far more cows in it, far more sheep in it. So that's the Open Pastures for Milk and Wool by OmaTana. Righto, let's try this again. Was this third time lucky? Next, we've got the Modern Farm Pack by OmaTana, 32.46 megabytes download. This comes with a farmhouse, a selection of silos. We've got a buy station and a load of sheds. We start off with the farmhouse itself. That's 35 slots, 50,000 to buy. You can't go inside the building, but we do have a sleep trigger at the front, and we do have the wardrobe trigger around the back. Very nicely made, very nicely detailed. I love these saddles over the railings. Fantastic. Next up, we've got the silo. 30,000 to buy, 10 million litre multi-fruit. There's a green one, a red one and a silver one. They are metallic silos. Then we've got a buy point for seed, fertiliser, animal food, water you can get from here, which is free as well. I'm going to try with the seed in a little while just to get a rough idea of a sort of price. And then we've got all the sheds. We'll have a look at those in just a second. Under build mode, we go along to our farmhouses. There you'll see the farmhouse slot count comes down to 2. If we go along to our silos, you will see the 3 silos there. Like I said, 30 grand, 6 slots normally. Slot count will come down to 1. 30 grand for 10 million litres. Can't argue with that, really, can you? And then if we go to container, we've got a green one and we've got the wooden one. I've gone for, what did I go for? The green-sided one. The wood one's identical. Again, 6 slots. That comes down to 1. We do exactly the same things. Often you get ones for fertiliser and ones for seed, but this does everything. And then if we come from there and we go along to our sheds, I've got a selection. I haven't got all of them. These are, I think, 4 slots for each of them. The ones that say 1 are because I've got some placed already. So we've got a double-sided, a single-sided. I think I've got that one and that one there. There are wooden ones as well, as you can see at the front. So we've got the green-sided ones to there. Then we've got a wooden open one, sort of like a hay barn type thing. A double-sided, single-sided, double-sided with posts in the middle rather than the wall. Open but double-sided. I say double-sided, double width. But on the ground, and price is 1,000, 4,000, 8,000. They're peanuts, really. But what's cool about these, they've got like a special back cave switch. I can't find a light switch for the lights. I'm assuming they're automatic. Nothing unusual there for me. But around here we've got this lever. I've just realised what I've got missing. Let's do that and that. If I do that, hang on, there we go. Look at that. So if you don't want it drive through and you have a back on it, you can. But what I was thinking, if you've got 2 of these and put them facing inwards towards each other, you could close the whole thing off and have a little secret back cave entrance. It's pretty cool. I think it's on most of them. It's not on the open sort of hay barn type one there, but it's on all the others in the pack, including the wooden one we've got over here as well. That's a really cool feature. I like that. Don't know why it's making me smile so much. Anyway, that's pretty cool. That's the I've lost it on my list. That's the Modern Farm Pack by OmaTana. Like I say, the slot counts on these and prices. The OmaTana stuff, generally speaking, is pretty good. Moving on from there, we've got the Liftable Pallets for Platinum Expansion by YOS. 1.88 megabytes download. This is not, hasn't got a slot count per se, because this is one of those things that adjusts pallets in game. I'm going to go over, just over there, I've got a sawmill set up to talk about it. So what this mod does, it takes the Platinum Expansion productions and it turns them into liftable pallets. But it does say, because the Platinum DLC files are not public, the contents of these pallets are hidden inside boxes. So whereas you would normally get your long planks, your wooden beams, your prefab walls, plus other productions as well. Over the back there I've got the paper factory, which does the card rolls and the paper rolls. It puts them into these handy dandy little packages. So that's prefab walls in there, but it makes them liftable for manoeuvring around if you want to. If you want to go for your realism, you're not going to want to touch this with the barge pole. I totally get that. But if you're finding lugging the stuff about or having to move loads and loads of pallets a nuisance, this might be something you're looking for. So this one here, that's our wood beams and small liftable pallets. The planks stay as they are because they're that size anyway. They should be liftable. Why is that not liftable? That's saying 600 kilos. That's interesting. So the planks have stayed the same. Ah. That one is planks long, so they've all changed. But then other buildings in the Platinum, like I say, I've got the paper factory, and this one's got the card roll, which is normally a big drum, liftable. And that one, I mean, it looks like toilet roll now, doesn't it? It looks like toilet roll boxes rather than those big rolls. I wouldn't want to use the card ones, to be fair, but and there you go. That's what the mod does. It changes those productions, all of the productions of the Platinum DLC, into liftable pallets like that. But they've still got the same products within them that the Platinum DLC had. So that's the liftable pallets for Platinum Expansion by YOS. Moving on from there, we've got this. This is the Crane Traverse. Get it right, by FS Miner. 0.78 megabytes download, 2 slots on console. It's this bit here. This will work with any vehicle implement piece of equipment in game that has an option for an attachment with a hook. If it's got a hook on it, it'll work. So there are cranes, there's wheel loader attachments. The CSZ pack I think has got everything. Wheel loaders, telehandlers, skid steer loaders have all got something with a hook. Or you've got the bag lifters like this, which I've put onto the front loader. If it's got a hook, it will lift it. You'll find the Traverse under miscellaneous. Just there, 800 to buy. We can change the main colour to anything on that pallet, like so. And what it should do, I can attach it because I've got a little hook. Pallets, bags, all that kind of stuff. It's got straps. Get it down in place. Probably do it back a little bit more. There we go. Lift it up and away we go. It will also do bales. Not that particularly, I'm going to say, I thought I'd give it a go. You'd probably be thinking, well, of course it does, but you know, I wasn't sure, so I thought I'd try it. There you go. Bales as well. That's the Crane Traverse by FS Minor. Handy little bit of kit, ain't it? Excellent. Did I say what slot count was? I did, didn't I? Yeah, 0.782. Next to that, we've got this. This is the Lizard Log Grapple by FSGModding. This is 1.93 megabytes download. It is, I say they're twos. There are 4 of these under logs. There's one with these outside crabs, teeth. There's one that's got 3, this one's got 4, and then that one's a basket version. They're all designed to do logs. It doesn't have tension straps or anything like that, so it will just be grabbing them, squeezing them up. The basket one is a little bit wider, so for longer logs or indeed bigger ones, if you've got a real girthy tree trunk, that sort of thing will work quite nicely. You'll find it, as I said, under forestry equipment. There we go. So starting with that one there, 20,300, 20,600, 20,900. So 2 teeth on either side, 3 teeth on either side, 4 teeth, and then the basket. Options on the first 3, we can change the main colour. We've got standard colours with metallics underneath, so we can go with the standard or a metallic version. If we were going to match up with a Volvo, for example, we can do that. Pin colour, if I go for a metallic pin, that's what those ones look like. And then this one, the basket, same options for the start. If we say go for that, again I might go for a metallic pin, something a little bit lighter maybe. And then design colour does that yellow strip across the side there. Let's put it on green, for example. So those are the options on that. There was something else I was going to say. Mine's gone blank. Oh yeah, this should work with any excavators. It doesn't have to be the Volvo. There's a few different ones in game. We can hook up to it. So that's just the movement of the actual excavator itself, but then we can open and close the grab, rotate the grab. These ones will close up much smaller, so if you've got an individual tree or something that's a little bit narrower, you might want to go with these ones because these will close a lot smaller. The other one, like I said, is for, I would say, kind of girthier type logs, and you'll see why. Because when we close this one up, that's as far as that closes. So you're going to need, or if you're laying pipes or something like that, it would work really well for that. But that's what they do. Really nicely made as well. Hydraulic pistons on the side and nice smooth animations. Very, very cool indeed. That's the Lizard Log Grapple by FSGModding. Next, I'm going to go to this actually because I thought it'd be easier to do it here. This is the John Deere 90 skid steer loader by Blacksheep Modding. This comes with a skid steer loader and it comes with a bucket for it. It is 6.19 megabytes download, 4 slots for the loader and 1 slot for the bucket. I think the bucket's 1,000 litres if I remember correctly. I don't know if I should say this out loud. Because I had a second game crash when I was part way through recording, I got so angry I took my notes and I screwed them all up into a ball and threw them across the room. So when I calmed down and came back to carry on as I'm doing now, I've uncrumpled my piece of paper. But it's quite hard to read. So 15,000 for the John Deere 90. We have got the option, there's no tyre choice within this. We've got Trelleborg, Nokian, Friedrichstein, Continental, BKT, Mitas, back to Trelleborg again. We've got design, standard or forestry with a grid on the side. Main colour, I do like that kind of military sort of green look, but there's a black option on there as well as there. Green, and then we've got yellow or black for the tyre choice. That's the option on that. If we go then to skid steer loaders, just out there, the universal bucket that comes with it, 600 to buy, yeah, 1,000 litres. Slot count was 1 anyway, I think. And then we've got the option to pick a colour that matches up with our main skid steer loader, or have a colour that matches up with the rims, or whatever you want to do. It's up to you. Beacon, lights, or what I do like is from outside when you see the moving the levers for control of everything, which is very cool. Also then steering, so that bar in the middle, so it's twisting of the bar for steering with one hand. It's going to get tiring on the wrist though, but yeah, pretty cool. Interior, lights, rear lights, and off again. 8 miles an hour, but it's nice and cheap if you're looking to get a cheap skid steer loader. What was the other one they used to do? Is the Massey Ferguson one of these? They do a Massey Ferguson one, but this is the John Deere 90 by BlackSheep. Lovely. Next we've got this. This is the Lizard 3500B by EAD123, 4.45 megabytes download, and 4 slots on console. It's a little auger wagon, and I have to say I got very excited because when I got it, it had that on the back. I was like, but it's the wrong way around. It's very much like my logo, but yeah, just the opposite way around. Very cool. It's 3,500 litres. It does your regular auger wagon type things. Let's go into... Oh, that was the right one. Where would you want it? Auger wagons. Just there. 6 grand, that's all. Slot count will come down from 4 to 1. 50 horsepower required. So do regular crop types, seed and fertiliser. We've got the option to change the main colour. Turn anything on that pallet. Rim colour. Turn anything on that pallet. And license plate option 2. It's fairly straightforward, this one. I said I was going to use something to test out the buy anything bit. So pipe out. The thing is, for something like seed, fertiliser maybe you might need a bit more. It depends what size field you're doing. Often the auger wagons are huge. Something this size is perfect. Fill up with seed, 3,500 litres of seed, unless you're doing mega fields, in which case, big map mega fields, but this is probably a spot on kind of size really. There's no option to adjust the pipe from here. We can unload obviously, but we can't adjust that pipe up and down. So what should happen, he says with confidence, so start filling. Interesting, buying station. So we can, when it says on the information we can buy seed, fertiliser, waters free, animal food, we can buy all the main crop types. That's interesting when it says animal feed, because unless I bought a regular trailer over to it, maybe because this will only do these types. I'm going to go and get another trailer in a second just to test that. But anyway, sorry, I was saying seed. We get to whatever vehicle we're going to be using. And I load into something, preferably rather than on the floor, but there we go. Pipe in, and away we go. That's the Lizard 3500B by EAD123. I'm just going to grab another trailer and I'm going to see what other things we can get out of that. I don't know what to get. Yeah, bear with me. So we're a fair way out from it actually. It's already come up saying start filling. So what we got? We were last on seed, weren't we? Sugar beet, potatoes, corn. So all the stuff we had before, but it's added in. So yeah, it was just the fact because it was the auger wagon. So from here then, wheat, barley, oat, canola, sorghum, sunflower, soybean, corn, potatoes, sugar beet, seed, Tomix ration, silage, grass, solid fertiliser, lime, pig food, straw, mineral feed, hay, manure. Okay, yeah, so if we're going to feed the animals, pretty much everything we need. Plus seed, fertiliser. That's pretty cool. I said we'd come back to it. Next, we've got this. This is the Lizard NS Alpin. I think it's NS Alpin. Yeah, the Lizard NS Alpin 4000 by AgrarDesignAustria. It is 11.68 megabytes download, 9 slots on console, 4 meters wide. It is a weeder, and you know on my test map I don't run weeds normally anyway. I haven't got any weeds on here. It is a weeder. It works as a weeder, but you have got an option for a seeding bit on here, which will do cover crops. You can do grass, oilseed, radish, and canola. I think it is. We can put into the ground. We'll have a look at it, opening and whatnot. I mean, it weeds. It's a mechanical weeder. That's fairly straightforward, I guess. Just there. 14,300. Slot count will come down to 1. 60 horsepower required. We know it's standard, just like that, so it's just a mechanical weeder. We can have it with the seeder bit on it on top. Seeder, we can have it standard with a fast coupler, or sewing machine with fast coupler. In all honesty, 3-point link or fast coupler, it's a look thing because in game it will attach anyway onto a 3-point, but you can have the fast coupler if you want. With the seeder, we've got a levelling plate on the front, which would scrape the ground ahead too, if you want the levelling plate. Warning signs, yes or no. Then bolt hole, this changes the bolt holes for the 3-point link. The bottom set, we've got the lower setting, mid and high setting. Again, I don't think it'll make a huge amount of difference. It will still attach. And then on the top bolt hole, top, middle and lower setting. Main colour, we can have black or red for the main framework. Those are our options. It takes 200 litres of seed. Unfold. Now I can select seed, grass, oilseed, radish or canola. I can open cover for filling and close cover again. We would normally just lower the weeder. Along you would go and it would do your weeding. It will remove your weeds mechanically. If I want to do seeding as well, if you've got a particularly bad patch of weeds and you've got rid of your weeds and you need to put some more seed down, you can. That's what it does really. There's not much else to it than that. Let's fold that back up. The Lizard NS Alpin 4000 by AgrarDesignAustria. Very nicely made, very nicely detailed, nice animation. Next we've got the Gregoire Besson SPSL 9 pack by NicoPix. This was it base? I'm trying to think of which version of the game we had this with. Did it come with a big bud pack? I seem to recall it was a big bud pack, and was it a 10 metre, the SPSL 9 we used to have? For some reason that's what I'm thinking. So, SPSL 9, we've got various different lengths of this one. This is 35.4 megabytes download. Slot counts of 7s. I think most of them are 7s, and the last one is an 8, which I think is this one I've got here. It is a rotating plough, and we've got the option of standard or slatted mould boards. I'll show you anyway, it makes more sense to show you. If we go to our ploughs, so the SPSL 9 there. 7 slots, that's the 4 or 4.5 metre. Then we got that one there, 5 to 5.5 metre. That one there, our 6 metre. Then we've got 6.5 to 7, which is the one I've gone for. Options are the same on all of them. We've got a lighting kit, that's on already, so you can take the lighting kit off if you don't want it. That puts that bar across in the middle, which has lights and it has a beacon on it. You don't have to have that if you don't want to. Reduce the price a little bit. Then we've got Trelleborg, BKT of Radierstein, of our tyre choices. Nothing within those, just those 3. Then we've got universal mould boards or slatted. Again, it will do the same job. We've got a beacon light, so standard or an LED version. Then the working width of 6.5 or 7, which adds an extension on the end. So if it's one that has two options, it will give you an extension on the end. And then rim colour, we've got black or grey. Those are our choices for the Gregoire Besson SPSL 9. Lights in the centre section if you've gone for the lights on there. Beacon as well if you've gone for the LED version. If not, it's a rotating one. Unfolding the plough. This will allow you to create fields as most ploughs do. We drop that down now. This should be ploughing out to 7 metres. Nice animation, like that. We raise up when we get to the end of the field, or whenever you want to do your turn. Rotate our plough. They don't always like to turn while they're turning out. You shouldn't be turning necessarily while the plough is turning. As you saw, it doesn't particularly like it. Drop it back down again. And away we go. To fold it back to its original transportation state, it needs to be turned back the other way. You can't fold it from this way. Yeah, so I've got to turn it first, then fold it for transportation. And then fold plough. The Gregoire Besson SPSL 9 pack by NicoPix. Next. Now this is representative again of 3 mods. This is the Forwarder Clambunk pack by HR Forst and Fahrzeugbau. 65.37 megabytes download. The slot counts are 22, 27 and 23. You'll see when we have a look. We have got the Komatsu, we've got the Pons and we've got the Rotner. And I've only got one out because once you're using them, realistically, if you've got the log mover sort of blade on the front, the options for that are pretty much the same. Crane works the same way, Clambunk works the same way. 2 of them have a winch. If you've got the Platinum DLC, you can have a winch on there for moving logs, which is rather handy. But yeah, I mean the options once you're out in the field are pretty much the same, but I will show you each of them and their options. So if we go to our forestry machines, the Komatsu 875 Clambunk, we've got the Pons Bison Clambunk and the F20D Clambunk. They go up in price. If we start with the 875, the options are pretty much the same across them. There are a few little bits here and there. 251 horsepower or 360. Those are the 2 options for horsepower. We've got Wilbrand, Nokian, Trelleborg, Olesfors. Under Nokian, we've got standard, wide. Trelleborg, the 428 SBs, the 422 SBs, or the T2000 specials. Sounds like a Terminator. And then under Olesfors, we've got the Pro Grips as we go through the various different track options. I'm going to leave it on one of those because when we get to the options for colours later on, there is an option to change the Olesfors colour if you want to. Cabin decals, yes or no, you can have those on or off. Then we've got front gate and bunk. You don't have to have that on, so you can have just the crane and the Clambunk. But if you want to have like a headache rack sort of thing, we can. But obviously you can just have the front gate as well. You don't have to have the bunk. The bunk doesn't move, that is fixed in place, but it just gives something for the logs to butt up against and stops them sort of swinging out from the sides if you want it on there. Like I say, that's your choice. We've got hood protection, yes. Fire extinguishers are off. The main colour, anything on that pallet at all, does that. Claw colour, will do the claw. Clambunk colour, will do the Clambunk colour. Olesfors, so if you have got the Olesfors option on, you can change the colour of your Olesfors and you can go for, is there a metallic here? There you go, stainless steel for a metallic one. Rim colour, and then license plate option on there as well. If we go to the Bison, the options are pretty much the same way when it comes to colours, but we've got 285 horsepower, 425. Under Nokian, we've just got the Forest Kings, there's no choice within that. Under Trelleborg, Twin Forestry 428 SBs. Twin Forestry 422 SBs, and then the TM2000 specials. Olesfors, again, we've got all the various different options on those. Window tinting, this one's got black, yellow, or no. Hood protection, design 1, design 2, no. I like that one. It's got the sort of tree branch cutters on it as well. We've got lower protection, puts a bar around the bottom. Exhaust protection, puts a frame around the side where the exhaust is. We've got window protection on the back, puts a grid over for the forestry. So like I say, they do have different options. That's why I wanted to show you in here as well. And we've got the same thing, front gate off. Oh, that one doesn't change. That one's got the front gate with the side post. There's not an option to just have the front gate without the posts on that one. We've got the log leveler, so this has got a blade in the front. And then we've got our main colour. Now this one and the last one both have winches, but the first one didn't have a winch option on it. So again, main colour, like so. Claw colour, I mean, I don't need to go through all of these again. Claw colour, Clambunk colour, Olesfors colour, rim colour, and license plate. Then we move to the Ropner. This one we've got 278 horsepower, 365 as the 2. So if you want the higher horsepower, it's the middle one. Then we've got knock-in again with Forest Kings, Trelleborg with TM3000s this time, not 2000s. Michelin on this one with Mega X bibs, which the other one didn't have. And then Olesfors again, but Olesfors only on the back, not on the front. Until you get to there. I thought I'd gone through all those options. Anyway, design, we've got new or old, so you can have an older version. Just changes the colour of the chassis and the crane area. Outdoor mirrors, yes or no, so you can have those big wide mirrors on the sides if you want. Window tinting, clear or dark. Exhaust guard this side, yes or no. Hood protection, yes. Fire extinguishers or off. Log leveler on the front, yes or no. Olesfors colour, main colour, claw colour, Clambunk colour, log leveler colour. Did I show that in the other one? We can change the log leveler as well. I didn't change the colour at all, did I? There we go. Rim colour and then license plates. So this is the one I've got as an option to show you. Start it up. Lights, now I've got to remember, so we're on control group winch and control group crane. So if I do my crane like that, got side to side and that movement, and we've got up and down. Actually that's the only ones it's got. It's not quite the same as the regular ones. Then open and close and rotate the crane head if I want to do that. We get that out of the way. We can switch it to log leveler. So under log leveler, we can raise and lower the log leveler to push logs into piles or whatever you want to do. If you wish, we can change driving direction, which you can normally on most of them. So for operation, so you can see the crane. Camera angles. Pretty handy. Then we have got, for the Clambunk on the back, we've got Clambunk open. When you turn the engine off, the Clambunk will close automatically. If I turn the engine off now, so it won't stay open. Clambunk open. Then we've got crane claw free rotation active or inactive. Now that allows the Clambunk to rotate. So if you've got logs in the back of that and you turn a corner, it will allow that to rotate. So it won't, the logs won't be stiff on the back. So it won't be like one solid mass along behind you. So what I should be able to do, ha ha ha, he says. I won't, but what I should be able to do. Could do it from in-cab as well if I wanted to. So if I did it from in-cab, I can hook the winch up, drag it back, and then once I've got to a position I'm happy with, I can disconnect it. If I was good with these. I've done enough logging, I should be by now, but it's not so. I always find they slide through these. Right. I done it? Have I done it? Clambunk close. Assuming that holds onto that. We'll see. Now, have I got the clam? Yeah, so you see the Clambunk's turned the direction the log's in, so that's with it active. So when I drive, the movement of that will allow the Clambunk to move behind, or I can lock that in place if I wanted to, which means that when I move, that Clambunk now won't rotate, although it's still rotating. That's weird. Anyway, you can see the Clambunk works. I've only got one log in there. You can put multiple logs in if you want to. It's entirely up to you. So there you go. That went better than I thought it was going to. The Forwarder Clambunk pack by HR Forst und Fahrzeugbau. Next, we've got this. The Lizard ATC 200 Big Red by SleutjesModding. 4.74 megabytes download. 4 slots on console. It's a tricycle. It makes it sound like a pedal bike. This you'll find under cars. Just there. 3,250. Stock count comes down to 150 mile an hour. 51 horsepower. We can have it model 200S. Or all-terrain, that changes sticker on that side. Back sticker, we've got Big Red, ATC Big Red, or just stripes, lines. Rear fenders, you can have rear fenders on there if you want to protect your clothing from splashes. Handlebar fender, this is actually on the front mudguard down the bottom. Puts an extra mudguard on the bottom. Work platform, which has a tension strap if you want that. Main colour, anything on that palette. Design colour, does the seat. If I go for leatherette. Rim colour. Does the rim colour. And you're good to go. Hop on. Start her up. Tension strap. If you want to strap something on the back. Lights. It does have a little rear trailer hitch. So for small trailers you better hook them up if you want. I do like there's a bit of movement in the legs. To protect yourself when going over harsh bumps. First person looks like that. There we go. Lovely. The Lizard ATC 200 Big Red by SleutjesModding. Next we've got this piece of insanity. Oh, but I love it. This is the Flatbed Monster Truck by Mac Trucker 921. 7.68 megabytes download. 8 slots on console. This has got 3,600 horsepower engine or something. But it's a flatbed and it has got a trail hitch. You can use it around the farm. If you've got deep mud, rivers, cars you need to go over, you can put bales on it, pallets on it, whatever you like. And pull trailers while you're doing it. A gooseneck or some of that, that's a gooseneck hook on the back so you can run gooseneck trailers behind it. This you'll find also under cars. 535 grand though. That is quite pricey. But then for 3,200 horsepower. Oh, silly me, that's hardly anything, is it? Runs at 158 miles per hour. Main body colour, anything on that palette. There's some metallics down there as well. Let's go for minty, for example. Interior colour, we can change that. If we go for, I did like the kind of, oh, that's the outside. What happened there? Mint interior colour. There we go. Go for a kind of beige. That's nice. Back, main colour 2, but there's some metallics on there as well and some darker. Where's the one down here I quite like? Dark grey metal. If you want to go for that. Then we've got a bumper on the front. We can change the colour of that. For example, yep, orange. Rim colour. We've got the metallics, or you can go for a matching colour with what you got. Then we've got a license plate option there as well. Now be prepared. This has got, I'll back up a bit. We have got all-wheel steer. We've got front-wheel steer, rear-wheel steer, or back to all-wheel steer. Tension straps. Interior. It actually looks very crisp, doesn't it? Start off by accelerating fairly slowly. Lights, horn. Actually, rear lights are amazing. Look at that. So that's being quite sensible. So it's got top fuel drag. So if I just do that and just nail it. It will, if you've got it on all-wheel steer, it can be a bit of a handful. It's not got particularly great suspension, so going over the rough stuff it stays quite stiff, but can you imagine go around your farm with this? You'd certainly have the neighbours talking, wouldn't you? Let's see if we can go up to top speed, shall we? Yeah, I'm going to blow that up. That is insanity. 3,200 horsepower. But there are a few maps with some monster truck type stuff on them. There you go. If you're looking for a work vehicle for taking fuel out and spare fertiliser and stuff to your tractors and stuff, this may be what you're looking for. That's the Flatbed Monster Truck by Mac Trucker 921. Which brings me on to the last of the mods. And these are crackers as well. Absolutely brilliant. I was going to say, and it's these, but there are two, but we'll start with this one and move on to the other one. Actually, we should have started with the other one. Yeah, we'll do that. Hang on. There are two. We've got the CLAAS Jaguar 695. These are by EAD123. We've got the CLAAS Jaguar 820-880 by EAD123. 34.46 megabytes and 28.54 megabytes. 15 slots for each one. They do come with headers as well. We've got a 3 metre pickup header, 4 slots, and we've got a 5.3 metre corn header for doing silage work at 3 slots. But these are just great. Having been to CLAAS headquarters at Harstwinkel, and they've got the CLAAS museum there, going around and looking at the evolution of these types of vehicles. What I like about these forage harvesters, the price of these is phenomenal. So you can get a quality, not too bad horsepower forage harvester for very little money as well, and I think they look absolutely great. So let's go up to our forage harvesters. So the 695, 60 grand. Now one that I always used to like, and it's not a standard base game model, was the Rosselmash 2 something. What was it? That was like 200 and something grand. That was kind of my default because it was cheap as chips and worked really well. But 60 grand for the 695. We can have it 316 horsepower, 326 horsepower, 342 or 410, which only adds 4 grand on to take it up to 410. A whopping 64 grand. Then we got Trelleborg, BKT, Continental, Michelin, Mitas, of Vredestein, back to Trelleborg. And the Trelleborg, we've got that and that. BKT just that, Continental just that, Michelin that and that. Mitas, we've got that, and Vredestein that. We can have an additional weight on the back. Puts a weight underneath the rear bumper, I guess. Silage additive tanks, so if you're going to run silage additive, you can have that on the side, and then license plate option on there as well. Then if we go to the Jaguar 820, 880, we'll do them both at the same time. That's only 100,000, 310, 369, 414, 481 horsepower. Still only takes it up to 118 grand, which is amazing. Trelleborg, BKT, Continental, Michelin, Mitas, Vredestein, back again on Trelleborg. We've got those. BKT, hang on, BKT, Continental, Michelin, Mitas. I do that tyre tread is the one I went for. I really like that tyre tread. Don't know why, just do. Vredestein, back to Trelleborg. Additional weight on the back, same as the other one. Silage additive tank, again, same as the other one. Then this one we can change the main colour. This does the chassis underneath, so you can have CLAAS grey underneath on the chassis. We can change the bumper colour as well to the CLAAS grey as well if you want to. License plate option on there too. If we then go to forage harvester headers. So the pickup header, 12 grand, 3 metres wide. No options on that, you get it just like that. And the 6-row corn header, Now so that will forage harvest all of those crop types, not just corn. So that was like an all crop header then, isn't it? No options on that one either, so let's start it up. Beacon, pipe out. Header on. I'll grab the trailer just so we can operate it. There's no doors or windows open or anything like that. Interior. Can't go over the fact it's 60 grand and it looks brilliant. So it's a 3-metre pickup, although these are quite big swaths to be fair. I did miss a little bit there because I wasn't really paying attention, but that's fantastic. I have to say that is missing quite a bit. I'm pretty much central. Anyway, I love it. That's the 695 Mega. And then if we go and look at the other one, as you can see I went for that tread because I just really liked it. Got the corn header on already. Unfold that. Completely different design. The top of the cab hangs much further over on this one, but it looks just as cool. Much higher horsepower as well. I didn't put any side additive in, probably should have done. Interior. Also the mirrors are absolutely spot on for placement. Sometimes you get mirrors on various different vehicles and they're not actually as great as they could be, but those, bang on. There we go. I like that. At some point I can see myself purchasing one of these. So there we go. That's the CLAAS Jaguar 695 and 820 to 880 by EAD123. I finally got there. We made it, people. Sorry if this is posted the following day. I'm currently recording this at 11 o'clock at night. So yeah, we'll get it up. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.